Hello, everybody. Um, okay. So we have today's chapter 5. I'm supposed to have prepared the things I'll cover in this stream today, but this week isn't going as I expected. So one thing I can do now is to just learn on the go, right? Like experiment with different C programs, write some code, try out some things and see how they work. So let me quickly open here. We have some of this stuff here. I'm sorry, I just want to be sure you can hear me, so I'll just try to test this out. So just it's like experiments with different C programs, write some code. Okay, all right, I can hear myself now. I'm not with my earphones. I don't have anything on me right now, so yeah, let's get started. So today I'm just going to go in depth with some C code. Last week that was on my previous stream, I actually explained variables, the compilation process of a C program. I also covered the what else did I cover? Well, I did a little bit of Vim, right? Sorry, the internet is really bad today. So we covered variable names, variable types. So the convention for creating variables, like I said, for you to be able to follow and learn C, you must have known a little bit of some high-level programming language. I'm not the one who made the rules, but yeah, I think it will help for you to know at least a different programming language before you come into C. But if C is your first language, I think you really need some guidance. But it doesn't mean it is completely impossible for you to do. You can learn C on your own as your first language as well. A lot of people have done it. So C is not my first language. I've been using JavaScript, PHP, Python and C# for some time. So now I just want to learn a low level programming language and build some exciting stuff with it. So yeah. Now let's quickly create a file. So we are going to cover other parts of C. So yeah, I think I stopped here the last time. We created some variables, right? We tried out how to work with variable types, integers, floating points, character and strings. I actually did not create any strings, so let me try and create a string today. I'll see. So I'll just make a directory mkdir chapter 5 like this. So I would say Vim. So I usually chose Vim as my code editor, so you can also use Vim as well. So Vim, let me just call it index.c. So we are inside of Vim, so we'll move into the insert mode. We'll write our preprocessor directive here. So we include sorry, I've been typing with my other keyboard, so I'm missing a lot of things here. So include stdio.h. I missed this keyboard. So so we need an entry point for our program. So an entry point usually we start with a main function, right? So we say int main, and then we follow up with the next line. So whatever we want to include here, we can write it here. So I said I will create a new variable, a string variable, right? Which is this, a string variable here. So to create string variable, we start with the variable type char followed by this asterisk here, right? So if you look through this program here, you can see this is a string that was created here. So let's do the same thing. We can say char and then the name of the variable. We can call it anything. So we'll just say my string. I'll just put it like this, my string, like this. Okay, my string, and then so for strings you put them in double quotation marks. For a single character you can put it like this, so you can put a single quotation mark. So we use the double quotation mark like this, and then followed by the string we want to type in. So we'll just put hello, this is my first string, right? And then we add the closing pair like this, and then we can proceed to print this in the terminal. So printf, I'll just print f, and then we also need like a, what do you call this, special sequence pattern this sign. So this will serve so for example, to print out strings with other on the terminal, right? You can't directly like this, you can't directly say my string. This will not work. In fact, let's try it and see. So my string like this, and then we can just put this like keys. So if I exit here, I can do this to move the cursor in front, and then go back to insert mode and insert this here. So let's compile this code here and see. So I'll just exit this place. What have I done? dd move up the line. I'll just put I'll open the terminal here like this, and then try to like write compile the code here. So let's move up a little. You know what, I actually did not save this file, so let's go back and save this file again. Okay, how do I move back? I think it was shift and command C. Hold on, I've forgotten how to move from one of the terminal to the other. Okay, let me quickly, I wrote this somewhere. In fact, I let this from my previous stream, from the comments responses, and there were a few. Okay, so to move around I can do what? How do I move back? Control. Okay, control and W, I think. Right, okay, that's good. So we can come back here. Let me save this file. So I've written it into our directory, so it is now saved in the YouTube folder. I think we should move back into, oh okay, so I'm doing something wrong here. Let's go back to this part here. Let's ls this. You can see index C was created here, not inside the chapter 5 folder, because we did not I did not create the file inside the chapter 5 folder. So I think to move a file, you can say mv index.c chapter 5, right? Yeah. So ls, so we have moved the chapter 5 the index.c file into the chapter 5 folder. Now what we can do is to go into the chapter 5 directory. So cd into chapter 5, and then let's see here. Now you can see the index.c file has been moved to this folder here. So now we can begin the compilation process. I actually divided this. I separated the Vim instance from the terminal instance because I actually like seeing the outputs in separate places instead of exiting Vim and coming back into Vim. I can just like toggle in between. So we can compile the code here. So say gcc -o, right? The index file. So index index.c. Now you can see there is a warning. It says, come on. It says format not a string literal and no format arguments. So you can see we can't print a string literal with this like a normal string object, right? And we are trying to print it into the terminal, so we are supposed to make it a string literal, so meaning we have to put it as part of another string, right? So here's what we need to do. So is this called a string interpolation? Let me see. String interpolation. What does string interpolation mean? Okay, let me search it here for you to see what I'm doing. So I'll just come back here. So string interpolation is a feature in many programming languages that allows you to embed an expression directly into string literals. Okay, making string construction more readable, concise, blah blah blah. Let's see. For something like JS, you use the $sign, I think. Yes. So okay, is it string interpolation or string templates? It could be one of those, right? It's called format. Okay. Oh, Sharat, hello. Can you use Control to move in between the window? Oh, hold on. GH. Okay. If you write sets mouse say you can use the mouse everywhere, every time. Then you can use the mouse. Oh wow. Is this like a Vim configuration? I'll look into this later on. Thanks for the. Actually, Sharat has taught me a lot. You know, in my previous stream, he was here, and I actually gave me some hints. Thank you very much for coming in today again. Yeah. So again, this C code did not work, so we can move back. Let's just move back into this place here, and then I'll try and use the string formatting method to try and output our variable here. This is my string here. Okay, so let's move down a little bit, and in this file index was no longer available. Why is that? I am not sure why that happened, but anyways, so let's go back into normal mode, move to the line 4. So we'll go to 4 G, and then we are moving to line 5 anyways. So we can just press J. Okay, this is not what we want to do. So escape. Let's go back to normal mode. I don't know, this has happened to me a couple of times before. Undo this. Oh, every time I turn on caps, right, and I try to move my cursor around with J, K, H, and whatever, it does the opposite. It begins to like collapse the lines and then clear off any white space or indentation that I had before. I don't know why that happens. Maybe the capital form of JK and L is different from the lowercase form. I think there's a different interpretation to it. But anyways, it's still good. So I know what the mistake was. I now know what the mistake is. So let me just move back down. So I can just, so let me exit this mode, go into normal mode again. Let's see, we're in normal mode now. So with J we can move L to the left, and one thing we can do, okay, so I need to practice this a little bit more. So I can move back to the first parenthesis here, and then type CI followed by the same parenthesis again. I need to clear out everything in the parenthesis and put me in insert mode, and then I can just like come here and then type my new string, right, is this. So now to put this string variable, right, so I also recently learned something. To highlight something, right, you have to put it in visual mode, and to have visual mode enabled, you press on V. I think when you move to, let's say, V for visual mode, and then, you know, like this, you move with J, K, and L, and then it just highlights the text for you, which is really good. I mean, you can do something like that. Let's say I press on B. What will happen when I press on B? You can see it moves it back, and then E will move it towards the end of the word. So to highlight the my string variable, right, I mean to output the my string variable in the terminal, we need to put it as part of a string template, right, a literal string template. And we need to like reference it, we need to like tell the compiler to replace part of our string with a particular value, right? So we need to indicate which part of our string has to be replaced with the content of my string variable here. So let's go back here. Let's exit visual mode so we can come back to insert mode. We're back to normal mode. I'll move to the 5th line, I think. Yes, 5th line, and then G. So we can just move with www, and so W will move by words, I think, and capital W also behaves differently from a lowercase w. Yeah, so you got to be careful about shift and control while you press the keyboard. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so let's move to this place. I'll go back into insert mode, right? So we are now in insert mode, and then for strings, I think you replace them with this %sign and S, right? So our string is, and then I'll just put the %sign and S. So, and then I'll tell the compiler to replace this %sign and S with the following variable. So this will be my string. So my string like this. Okay. So let's move back to this part here. So I'll again, don't worry, I'm slow right now with Vim. So with time, I'll get better with it. So let me just insert a new line here so that the output is nicely printed into the command line. So here we can exit and go back to normal mode. Now we can write this file. Okay, everything looks good to me now. So we can just move back upward here, and then we'll try to compile the code again. Now the compilation failed. Why is this? Let me clear this. Format not a string literal. Visual mode has 3 variations: Control V, Control V, and Control V. Almost every key. Oh, okay. Right. Sorry. All right. What happened? Printf says this and that. Why is this going on? Oh. I don't think there is a reason why. I can't really spot. So we have printf. My string is here, right? Did this file save? Was it written before we tried to compile? Okay, it was. I mean, you know, for me to verify, I'll just like try to see the content of it. Let's index.c. Yeah, so I see the file was not being. And why is this happening? I mean, I wrote a new format, but it did not change the old one. Wait, where did I write this? I'll move back here. Let me just quit ls like this. So you can see there is a compiled version, and there is another version of index here. So what's going on? Okay, so I will just try to see where I am in Vim. So I will do pwd. Oh, sorry, pwd. Oh, I'm still in the YouTube. I see what's happening here. So is there a way for me to like automatically move? You know what, I can do this. I can try to like save the file from here into how do you do this? Say you want to move this file to, can I do this? Move index or zip. Okay, move index.c into chapter 5. What happened here? Okay, I think, did that work? If that worked, that would be strange because there was an index.c file here, so there should be a prompt for me to rename the file. I don't know what just happened, but let's see. pwd. We are still in the YouTube folder. This is a little bit funny. You know what? I'll just try and. write the file again and try. Yeah, I just found out the file was in the wrong directory. It was in the YouTube directory. I actually wanted it inside of this. So you know what? Let me just copy everything from here. Right, I'll just go back into Vim here. I'll just say here, visual. Okay, visual mode. Come down to the bottom of the file. How do you move down? I mean, I know GG will move up. Okay, I'm trying to select everything, right? So GG moves back up, and then capital G, I think, will move down the. Anyways, that did not work. So I'll just try to like move. Let me just copy the contents of the file like that. You moved the file while opening Vim. Yes, that was the mistake I made. So I was supposed to close Vim and then move it, right? Well, I did it the other way around instead. So yeah, okay, yeah, sure. I need to quit everything again. Sorry, let me just quit Vim. Not, oh, sorry, capital. Quit Vim again. ls. You know what? I'll just remove all of these ones here. Index.c. Right, index.c like this. And then cd back into the YouTube folder. And then move the index file. I hope it's still there. You see, this is what I was saying. Why is it no longer there? This is funny. I need to get used to doing these things. So let's say ls cd into chapter 5, right? Into chapter 5. ls, I've deleted it from chapter 5 already. So let's just do index. This is very funny. Index.c. I hope, sorry, vim index.c. And I hope my content. Okay, yes, I had this copied before. You can see there's something funny about Vim where the items on, I mean, the line numbers are also copied. Why is that? I thought the line numbers would be excluded from. Anyways, how do I delete this line directly from here without actually going line by line to remove everything? And E, what's this for? Okay, I did not follow that. So E index.c, what's that supposed to do? I assume it's going to create the file, right, without actually opening it in Vim. Anyways, I'm making rookie mistakes. Please stay with me. So let's go back to normal mode, and then I'll move the cursor to this part here. Nope. From this side, I can, I think, delete here and there. No. I don't want to delete that way. I want to delete forward. So so X works where exactly the cursor is. So meaning it will delete stuff from that line instead of somewhere else. Right, so let's move the cursor to this part and then try to remove the indentation. Wow, this will be stressful. I'll prefer writing the program all over again with it. All right, so let's do it like this. I think I had some indentation here, so I'm just going to remove this and then indent it again. So like that, and then move back up here. So try to like unindent these parts and then XXX. Okay. Move to the beginning of this line again and then try to okay, let me just remove everything here and then indent it again. That's a lot of indentation, so I won't do that. Remove this part again and then properly indent. Okay, that is good for me. Now move back up again with K to the beginning of the line, XXX like this. That's good. And then back up again. I know a lot of people will be annoyed with this, but sorry, I'm just due to him. All right, so let's go back here. I think this is good enough now, right? Yeah, let's open a terminal, move back up. So yep, so let's okay, GCC. Okay, that was not it. GCC dash O index dot C. Okay, it didn't work because I haven't saved the file, so let's go back down here and then save the file here. Oh, that was interesting. So if you do this and then you come back here, okay, what's happening? Control. Okay, something strange is happening. That terminal is of Vim. Yeah, with the terminal. There is a problem with clipboard, so I'm not sure how to copy easily. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can see that the hold on. What have I done? Have I just opened another terminal? What's this? Huh. Oh my god. Wait. Hold on. Can I undo this? Is there any way I can escape this matrix? There is no way. I'm doomed. What just happened? I have 2 instances of terminal opened. And okay. So let me, you see, this part now became, oh my god. What just happened? No way. What have I done? I actually did not move out. I think I typed, the Control W a couple of times to move the cursor, but it didn't work. How do I exit this now? Do I need to like type some Vim stuff here? Quit. Nope. So what have I done? Not exactly a problem. You need to set option to copy text from Vim system. This one right here, I don't know what I just did. This is very funny. What's this? What have I done to my editor? I can't find my code anymore. And I have 2 instances of terminal, Vim terminals open. So what's happening here? Please help me. Oh, okay. So first of all, is there a way for us to like actually close this? I mean, if we were in Vim here, we would have quit Vim and it will close both terminals. Now there is the Vim interface is gone, so we are practically in two terminals, identical, because I mean they are both showing the same thing. So what's happening here? Let me see. How do I exit? Yes, I know I didn't save the file, I forgot, but is that why I have two Vim instances opened? Is that why? That would be strange. I should type exit. You didn't save the file, so exit. Hey. I don't know who you are. S1PK3. This is good. Thank you very much. You queue. Oh, I did not do that. So let me just try. Now I have two instances of Vim opened. Why is there duplicates? Is there an explanation to this? Does somebody know anything about this? You have to do exit. I need to you open Vim inside previous Vim terminal. So quit everything. Okay. So here, first of all, I need to write the file and then quit all, right? So Q. Again, it's still a duplicate. Okay. I need to exit again. Okay, this is messed up. I know, baby steps, right? Let's see. CD into. How is but I exited the previous Vim instance and then moved back into the chapter 5 folder. So how come the chapter 5 folder? Let me see. Hold on. This is so CD into chapter 5. Chapter CD into chapter 5 and then ls. So we can see the index C file is there. So Vim, let's clear this. Vim index C. Oh, okay. So let me try and split the terminal again. Okay, it has worked. So if I try to move back down, it will move here. Okay, and then let me try to type something here. All right, it's working. But that was a very funny confusion. Control D to quit terminal. Oh, so if I go back here, you see, if I go back up here and I press Control D, oh, hey, you guys are awesome, man. This is great. Oh my god, I love this. Okay, so let me open the terminal again. All right, this is good. So now we are in the terminal. So let's try to compile this. You split the window. That's why you have multiple. How did I even do that? I can't actually, like, is there, you split the window. Is there a way that you can actually split the window? Because I know I can split. Yeah, splitting the window, but I mean having duplicates of the same kind of space. So for example, I had the terminal that is above here. I also had it here, and then when I quit the terminal, I didn't have. Oh, Oh, okay. I duplicated the splitted window, and that's what happened. That's why I had those duplication. But it's really funny. I can't actually replicate that now. Is there like a way to go back and redo something like that? Anyways, so let's try to like, so GCC dash O, and then we index dot C. Okay, the compilation was successful this time around. So let's run the code. I mean, you can see the index file has been created. So oh, sorry, index here. So now you can see the string is actually printed nicely in the terminal, which is good. So that's correct, I guess. So now let's move on to the next types. So apparently C does not have Boolean types. So there is a workaround this. So one with exclamation mark means a negative, right? Means false. Historically, C didn't have a Boolean type, and some might argue it still doesn't. In C, 0 means false and non-zero means true. So 1 is true and negative 37 is also true, and 0 is false. You can declare a Boolean type as int s. So any int variable with any number other than 0 is true. All right. Okay, I have some comments here. So, hey, hello world. How are you doing? Long time. Okay, nice to have you here again. This is good. So, so Sharad said what? You can split the window. That's why, okay, you have multiple windows. And it says VSP, vertical split. Oh, wait. While I'm in this mode, right, will vertical split still work? If I type VSP like this, will it split it vertically? Or I need to be in normal mode, meaning I've already closed the terminal here, right? As in Control D, and then I can now type VSP here. Or what is it? Which one is it? Is it while the terminal is already opened? You know what? Let me try the first one first, because I suspect the first one will work. So let's come back to this place here. Okay, sorry. Let's move here, and then I'll just say VSP, right? And then press enter. You see, I suspected this will happen, but not like this. Okay, I can move between all of them like this. If I want to quit this one, I can press Control D, right? It did not quit. Yeah, uses same buffer. Okay. How do I move back? So I'm here, Control D. Couldn't find definition. Control W. Let's move around. Okay, I'm here now. GG. Back here. Control D again. How do I close it? It's not working. I mean, Control D closes the terminal, right? While you are in terminal, you can write a vim command by Control W, and yes, yeah, I saw Control W moves it around, but now I have a splitted interface in front of me. How do I close one? I mean, I would have preferred the terminal to be opened like this, right, on the, side by side like this, but I don't mind now. So Control WC. So Control W and C. What just happened? So I'm here now, right? If I do Q, oh, it quits it. That's right. Thank you, Olide. Yeah, Control W. Control W moves in between the interfaces, right? Control W, and then Q will quit Vim. So we are quitting one of the Vim instances that was opened. Yeah, thank you. All right, so let's move back into, but how do I open the terminal on the side, right? Is this something like this? I mean, if I do term, it opens it at the top. I don't really like it at the top. I would prefer it to be at the bottom, like below, and then the Vim interface should be at the top, right? I would prefer that instead of it opening at the top. Anyways, while I get an answer for that, let me just continue with this one. So there are no Boolean types in C, right? And there is a way around this. So you can actually use integers to represent Boolean values. And Boolean values, if you're already familiar with another programming language, these are true and false values, right? So you can just have an if statement. So an if statement is a conditional statement that allows your program to run at a set when a certain condition is true, right? So for example, if x here is an integer and the value of x here is 1, and we just read that 1 and any other number is true except 0 is false. So now if x, right, and then print f x is true, and then print a new line. So meaning this line here will run as long as s is 1 or any other number, even if it's a negative number, and then it will not run if s is 0. So again, if the condition is falsy. Okay, so Sharad said when you keep pressing multiple times, Control W will send you need to be aware of that. Okay, I mean, it's Control W moves me around, right? It moves me between the opened instances, right? So I mean, it moves the cursor from this window here to the other one. That's what I notice it does. Is there anything else I'm supposed to know about this? So vert term will open the vertical terminal. All right, let me see. So Control D to close the terminal, and then vertical terminal. Moment of truth. Again, this is awesome. Thank you very much, Arat. But I want it. Is there a way for me to like put it at a specific position? For example, it's opened vertically. What if I want it on the right? Or when I open it horizontally, what if I want it on the bottom? How do I move that? How do I do that? I mean, I can actually search this, but it's good for you guys to like actually tell me how to do it. So I'll just like wait and get your feedback. Thank you very much. I mean, it's open on the left now, and I would prefer it to be on the right. Or let's say if I opened it here, right? If I opened it like this horizontally, I want it to be at the bottom, right? I want it to be below my Vim instance. I guess there is okay, it's just part of the shortcut. There's a lot. Okay. Sure, I agree. There's a lot here. Yes, that's correct. I know. Yeah. So let me just carry on with the with the C programming for now, and I'll just research on that one later. I actually have a book that I'm following. I read on the Vim command and the key combinations. It's still like basic Vim interaction that I have so far. So I hope to get to, the level where I'm really familiar with the basic stuff, right? I don't know what's the basic. What are the basics in Vim? Is it just the J, K, and L, or this also includes some configuration and some other key shortcuts? I don't know. Okay, so let me carry on with C. So in C version 23, you get actual Boolean value true and false. Okay, so there's a package, so stdbool.h, which is a header file that actually includes the Boolean types, right? So you can actually create a Boolean type like this in C. Well, technically you should be setting a Boolean variable to true or false, or the result of some expression, the value to true. You can actually convert all kinds of Boolean to bools. Okay. There are some specific rules, but zero-ish things tend to evaluate to false, and non-zero-ish things to true. std bool. So this is another preprocessor directive here. I'll try to write an expression without it and see whether it works, and then I'll try to write an expression with it and see the difference. So let's move on to the to this part here. So I'll come back to okay, I just closed the terminal. I didn't mean to do that. So let me just and then come back here, go into insert mode, right? Okay, so let me just go back and move to this line. So I'll erase everything here. I'll clear out everything on this line. So and the end of this line, and I'll clear CI. Okay, and then I will start typing everything else that I want to write here. So let's try to write a conditional statement. So I'll say, first of all, let's create an int. This will be I. I'll call it I and set it to equal to 1, right? And I'll say if I, right, then we want to printf this is a true condition. I'll just put it like this. Sorry. Okay, let's print a new line. Close this. Yep. Oh, sorry. Like this, and then close the close it here, so I can just move this back so it's properly indented. Okay, so we exit 1 2. Yeah, all right, so this is cool. And then we can just come here. You know what, let's move. Okay, yeah, let's write it first. It's saved. Move up here, and then we compile this. Compilation successful, and let's try to run this code here. Now you can see I was treated as a true value, right? So and you can see the result was printed. So this I was treated as a boolean, sorry, and in this case true, because it is a positive, I mean it is a non-zero integer. So now what we want to do is we'll create a boolean and see if the boolean actually exists by default, or we need to include a pre-processor directive. So let's bring this back to this place, and then I'll go into insert mode. Okay, let's actually exit insert mode and move back to the I'll move to the fourth line. So for capital G, let's add in a new paragraph. I think I'll just do like this. Nope, that's not how it works. So let's undo. Okay, let's redo that. Let's move back up. End of the line. Okay, I can just move like this, right? Okay, back up again. Insert a here, and then I'll just create another. Let me just put like a boolean here. Sorry, bool and x. Let's just put true here. So now what I'll do is again down, and then here let's go back to insert mode. Okay, I can just like delete this and say x, if x, then print this, right? So if that's the case, this should work. So let's undo this. All right, insert back and then put x here. Okay, why is this happening? X. Oh, I didn't exit the insert mode. Okay, exit insert mode and write this file, then we move back up here and then try to compile this. I guess this will give me an error, but let me see. Okay, sorry, I'll soon get back to the comments. Let me just quickly run this without including the stdbool. Okay, now we can see there is an error, so let's quickly go through the error and see what the error says. So now I can't even scroll through this error, but is this where it started from? So there's bool is defined in header. Okay, did you forget to include it? So now you can see it's just wanting us to include it, which is good. So meaning the bool is not actually part of the C language itself. Technically yes it is, but it's also in a different header file, right? So we can just come back here and bring it. So let me move it to this part, e.g. back up, and so I'll just move to the new line here, and then I'll insert it here. So include std bool dot h, right? Why is this not highlighted? Okay, I did not type include well, so sorry about that. This is my fault. All right, okay, so we have stdio okay, so here we go. All right, so let's try and get this part here. So I will go to this write this file here and then move back up. So Control W. Let's clear this part and then try to compile it again. Okay, the compilation was successful, and now when we run this would work. Okay, so let me check the comments and see where did I miss from. Okay, so that's why you tried this. Yeah, I've read that. Just checked out. Okay, Control W. Don't read everything. Yeah, std bool is just a macro for bool. A type was introduced in C99. All right. Below, okay, below them. So below them will actually move the terminal down. Okay, I'll try that. Thank you, Sins. Notice when I tell you, yeah, I mean, I usually miss it, but anyways, I'll get those down. Yeah, sorry about that. Mr. Pico. This is actually funny. Anyways, I'm not even at any point okay, yeah. Anyways, C has aged me, even though I've not learned a lot about it yet. I'm still like, somewhere at the beginning, just trying to like get my head around it. Yeah. Okay, so one thing that interests me the most is Vim. Anyways, I'll just like try out charats. So it says below term. Exactly, this is what I wanted. Thank you very much. So now okay, I don't actually like this because now my Vim commands will still be here, which is, anyways, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I like it this way. But it also means when I type stuff in Vim, it will just scroll down the terminal here. I'll just put it above, above this one instead. Let me just, okay, you know what? Let me just remove this, move it here. Quit it. I'll just keep it this way. Yeah, prefer it like this. Okay, let's go back to the Vim side. I mean the C code side. So again, if you want to use Boolean values in C, you need to include the std bool header file. Okay, so let's say, while technically you should be setting a Boolean variable. So, well, okay, so operators and expressions, right? Okay, I said this before. Just try Control W with this from your, so you can use shortcuts from your terminal. You can use Vim. Okay, let me try this again. So Control W like this. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. That works. Let me write these things down in my notes. I mean, after the stream, I'll write all of it down because I need to write things down. I don't know. For me, I prefer writing things down, so it's easier for me to like, have it stuck in my head than just like typing it out on the computer. So I actually have a note where I write my stuff. So this is my Vim book where I write all my Vim commands, and you can see some of the operations here and a lot of stuff there too as well. You know, the commands, everything is actually good. Yeah, I get it now. Shara, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Okay, so here are some like arithmetic operations you can do in C. I mean, I'm already familiar with this. Let's get to the like really useful stuff. So here there's a ternary operator. I did not know I would see ternary operator in C. So how does this work in C? I mean, this is exactly like a JavaScript syntax, right? So here's what this is doing. If y was previously created, let's assume y was an integer created and y had a value of 10, for example. So an x is, let's say, another value. Okay, you know what? What this means is if x is superior to 10, right, add 17 to y, to the value of y, which is why you see this plus and equal sign here. If the plus and equal sign wasn't here, then the truthy value of this comparison here will be assigned to y, right? But in this case, we don't want to assign, we want to like add the value to it. So which is why we are using the plus equal sign here. And there is, these are the operations here. You can see if you look at these are like the arithmetic operations here. This is an assignment, but if you see an operator before the equal sign, it means you are making an operation. In fact, this I plus 3 here plus equal 3 here simply means, let me move back to here and go down to this part here, and I'll just try and write some comments here. Okay, just move back up. You know what, I don't want to type it here, so let me move back up again. Oh, come on, back. All right, and then let me just put some comments here. So what this means is if I is equal to let's say you know what, let me just use I here directly and we'll print it out and see the result of this. Okay, so I'll just delete this line. Let me just come here and delete all these lines here. All right, so I'll move back up here and then let's go to this part here. So insert mode, and okay, the boolean value, we don't need it, but let's just leave it there. So I is equal to 1 in this case, right? If you do I plus equal 3 or 2, or let's put 3, right, this is also the same as I is equal to I plus 3. I is equal to I plus 3, right? So again, you are just making an addition. If we try to print f, right, you can use O and O to add a new line and above the insert mode. Hey guys, Sharat is a superstar, man. You're just helping me out here. Thank you very much. So let's try and print out the value of I now, and let's see the results. So if you do I think it's D for integers. Okay, the value, let's just add it. The value of I is here we'll just put the percentage sign with I here, like sorry, it's D, right? We use D for integers. Let me just confirm that quickly. Yeah, so D for integers. So here we can just close this, and here okay, so again, move out, write this here. I mean, I can just come back here. In fact, I can do this and write a vim command here, so I can just write the file from here. Cannot write both type, option is set. Oh, okay, I actually wrote the file already, so control W here. Okay, all right, I don't need to do anything here, so let me just quickly compile this code and print it out. I did not add a new line, so it doesn't matter now, so we are already here. All right, there's something wrong here. Okay, I did not pass in the value, the corresponding value for D. So let's move back into Vim, and then H to the right. I mean here, want to move here, and then add, okay, add in the value I think here, I is like that. No. I see. I actually appreciate you being here. Honestly, I've learned a ton from you. Thank you. And who is similar? What kind of comment is this? This is crazy. Are you okay? All right, you should try and get yourself some help. I don't know what's wrong with you. Well, anyways, that's good. Okay, let's continue. So we can come back here, right? I just corrected this, and let's exit the oh, sorry, I keep typing. Command L to clear the terminal. That's better. All right, so again, I didn't save the file, so from the command line here, from the terminal here, I can actually do that. All right, so let me try what Sharat was saying. You see, I tried to save the file, but it said both type option is set. What's that? What does this mean? I need to copy this down and try and understand it. I'm sure maybe I'm doing something wrong here. Anyways, you see, the file was written here, but while I tried to do it from the terminal, it didn't work. Anyways, let's go back up here, and I just keep typing clear sometimes. While I know the shortcut is there, you should check out Vim page by typing H for help in your free time. Yeah, you can't save them now. Oh, okay. Hey, Sharat, please, can you like drop me your Twitter handle or your this is so I can follow you? You seem like a very good guy. Yeah, or GitHub, anywhere, so I can have you, I can follow you. I actually have my socials. If you're not comfortable with that, you can come to my page here. I think my social media is on my page. I do not have it here. Okay, I'll just link it up in the description so we can follow each other. All right. Did you see? Let me try and compile this again. Okay, the compilation worked, so we can now run. Okay, I'll not do that again. So let's see index.c. Okay, you can see the value of I is 4, right? Now you can see this is 4. It's still the same as I plus 3. So you're just like using a shortcut, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You shouldn't say that. You're actually good. Yeah. Wait, I think I can link my. I think I'm on. Where's my GitHub here? How can I open my GitHub from this place? My screens are just like a lot. So again, let me see. Yeah, I have. Okay, yeah. So we can actually connect on LinkedIn. So this is my portfolio. I'll just leave it in the comments here, so you can actually follow me or connect with me on LinkedIn here. So that's my LinkedIn, my portfolio. You can check it out and follow me on LinkedIn, and I'll connect with you back. No, at all. You don't have to do that. I mean, say there is time for everything. You already know how to use Vim pretty well, which is good. And I think like you have a lot of, you know, potential in programming. Already knowing Vim, it's like a win. So just pick up a programming language and you are good to go. You don't have to like code the craziest things. You just have to start small. In fact, connecting with you, we even, I don't know, we can sometime in the future working on a project together. Who knows? Well, I mean, I really appreciate you coming to my stream every time I'm streaming. It means a lot to me. Thank you very much. So let me continue with this part. So there are ternary operators, which are like the short form of writing an if-else statement. So C supports ternary operations, which is good. I'm just quickly going to brush through this. So we can see here. So this here, the longer form of this is this. Let me write it out for you to see. So I'll quickly clear the terminal here, move back to Vim, and then move into insert mode. I think I can just like, okay, let me escape this. Let me exit that. Okay, I just want to clear that line, and then I'll just type here so I'm just trying to write the another form of this statement here, right? So first of all, we need to create a variable called y. So y is an integer. Y, let's set y to be equal to 0, right? And then what we can do is just start by typing if x is superior to 10, right? If x is superior to 10, then assign a new value to y. So I mean, add a new value to what y already is, right? So we can just do plus equal 17, right? Plus equal 17, and then we can just say else. Okay, that was wrong. Shouldn't use that to like remove my indentation. So again, this is more efficient than that. So I'll come back up here and let me move back to the next line. There's something wrong with this, so let me go back to insert mode. Okay, the cursor is here. I think if I'm here, oh sorry, if I am in this mode here, I can type on O will add a new line. Okay, yeah, so again, let me delete this. Sorry, here dd and move back up. So I'm going back up with k, and let's just come to this part here. Why is the cursor no longer moving? I noticed something happens with my, I don't know. So let's just add O here. So we added a new line here. I'll just like close it here like this, and then exit Vim to correct the indentation. So I'll just do this like this. Oh, what have I done? So here, yeah, so the indentation is corrected now. I can then move back to this place here. Okay, J and O again to add a new line. I would prefer writing my else statements right on the same line as the closing bracket of this. So let me just like exit here, undo this part, and then just append else here. Okay, and then I'll say else y plus equal, or y, you know what, we should actually make y, we should actually make it y is equal to y plus, and then y is equal to y plus 37. Now you can see these statements are all the same, right? But the difference here is that one is more verbose than the other. So, oh sorry, yeah, 1 2 like this. Okay, so I think at the end we need to print out the value of y. So I'll say printf. Again, the indentation in a C code does not affect how the compiler understands your code, right? It will still work, you know, nicely. Your code will compile well, but it's just like a preference to actually indent your code. Everybody has their own preference, but this is what I prefer to do. So again, I'll just come here and put printf. Again, the value, so let's say the value of y is percentage sign d, like this. Let's add a new line again here and close this. So now, since x is not superior to 10, right, the value of this would have run into an issue here, because we are comparing a boolean value to an integer. X is supposed to be an integer. You know what, let's leave this here. I have a feeling there will not be an issue, right? Because this will automatically evaluate to like a boolean expression, and this will mean false. I don't know, but let's see, because I mean x is true and 10 is also a truthy value, right? Which means 10 can also be used as true. So if you're saying true is superior to true, this is false, right? So meaning the value, the expression here will be evaluated to false, and then the value of y will now become 37 because y was initially 0. So if, let's check if I'm right, and we'll see. So okay, let's undo that. I'll just come here, I mean, yep, and append to here. We can just add this value here, close this, right? Okay, so that is right, and then we can save this here, write this file, move back to our terminal, try to compile it here. Now there is an error. So the error says, okay, I made the same mistake again. So let's move back here. I need to add the value of this I don't know what do you call this, the percentage with the letter together. What's the word for it? I don't know, but anyways, so we can say what value are we trying to print? Okay, the value of y, the y variable. So now we can exit and go back to normal mode, write this file again and move back up. So we clear this part and then we run. Compilation did not work because we missed some semicolons here. So let's go back and correct all of this. Again, let's move to the 12th line, 1 to capital G, and then here. Okay, so let's move to the end of the line. Append here. Again, let's escape. This is good. Move back up again and then append to this line. Is there anywhere else we did not add? Yeah, so are we supposed to add it? I don't think we need, this is a statement that we need to add the semicolons to, but let me see. Let's escape this and then write the file. The file is written. So, oh, what have I done? I just quit Vim. That's crazy. So we'll go back into Vim, right? So here, I'll try to compile the code here. Now the compilation has worked, so let's try to run the code again. Index here. Now you can see the value of y is 37. So I'm actually okay, I was correct about this. So this here will evaluate to false because x is actually a Boolean value, which is true, and 10 is also a Boolean value. So any comparison between two Boolean value of the same type will, I don't know, it will result into the opposite, right? So x cannot be superior to 10 because x is truthy and 10 also is truthy. So for this to actually work, we actually need to transform x into an integer or just use an actual integer value. It could be I because I is an integer and so on. All right, I think my time is up for this stream. I'll stream again on Saturday. So every Saturdays and Wednesdays, yeah, is when I'll be a hint. Look at the red stuff in error. All right, okay, yeah, I'll do that. Set, keep up the good work, man. It's all just after you achieve your dreams. Thank you very much, Steph. Thank you, Seth. Sorry. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, guys. Again, you can connect with me on LinkedIn, and we can continue, talking outside the stream. Thanks to everyone that has been in the stream today. I really appreciate your attendance, and especially Sharat, my dear friend Sharat. Thank you very much. All right, guys. You don't need to close Vim completely. You can split the window and use buffer. I have a lot of things to learn from you, man. Yeah, this is awesome. All right, guys. I'm running out of time, and I will catch up with you again. Yeah. All right. So. I'm new to Vim, sorry. People quit Vim. Yeah, I mean, I just did that. Anyways, okay.